The reason why you fail to throw people in Randori is because you lack a system. You are doing random techniques with random grips in hope that something might work. But if you're using that approach, you might get a nippon here and there, but you will never have a reliable system that will help you to get the score. So here's I will share with you a framework that was taught to me by different coaches, different senseis of mine, which are also competed at very high level, and they taught me this framework that I hope that it can help you as well. How does it work? How can you throw more people? You don't need 1,000 of techniques. Okay, you don't need to know all the gokyo. You don't need to know that much stuff. You just need 3 techniques, nothing more. Just 3 techniques. This is what an Olympic champion told me, Italian Olympic champion, and that's what also someone who won a lot of national titles told me. He said, you don't need a lot of technique. He said, you need just 3 techniques. How can you create 3 techniques? How can you choose? Well, first of all, first to choose, I want to convince you about that. Bruce Lee told once, I don't fear the man who know 1,000 of kicks, I fear the man who practice just one kick 1,000 of times. And the fact is that because when you're trying to understand a new technique, it becomes kind of boring over time because you have a very easy learning curve in the beginning. It's very easy in the beginning to learn the technique, but then it's hard to apply that. It's easy to learn how the technique works, but then when you have to apply that in the real situation, it's very hard, okay? And so you might start thinking, oh well, if I just switch to another technique might be better for me, I will have a better edge, I will learn that better, but that's a lie. You need to focus on just one technique in the beginning and learn to apply this technique in different directions, with different grips against different situations. You have to be able to do, let's say, Uchimata. You have to be able to do that against a left-handed opponent, against a right-handed opponent, against someone who, for example, is taller, someone who is shorter, someone who put his hips away from you. You have to be able to do Uchimata in all of these different situations. If you look also at the great judokas, let's for example look at Shohei Ono, the goat of judo. Shohei Ono really does only 3 to 4 techniques. He does his Osotogari, he does his Uchimata, and sometimes he showed some Tomoenage, but basically the only true real techniques which he scores in the competition was just Uchimata and Osotogari. But he was able to do Uchimata and Osotogari against everyone in every situation possible. So this is what actually works. So stop focusing on 1,000 of techniques, choose just 1, 2, and 3 technique. How can you choose this technique? I'm going to explain that to you right now. The first technique that you need to know is a strong technique, a strong forward throw. Okay, this is called your tokuibaza in Japanese, which is your favorite technique. So you pick a strong forward technique, which could be Seoinage, Aregoshi, Uchimata. Which technique should I choose? Doesn't really matter. The one that you like the most, the one that you can have more fun practicing in the long run. Because if you don't practice the technique long enough, you won't be able to reach the mastery level on it. An Olympic champion that I met once told me that in order to really master a throw, you need to practice it around 1 million of repetitions, which doing the math means performing this technique kinda every day for 100 repetitions for 5 to 10 years straight, and then you will master this technique. So once you have chosen your favorite forward throw, which let's say is Seoinage, you need to be able to do that with more grips. So not only from the sleeve grip, not only from the lapel. You have to be able to do that from the sleeve, from the lapel. If your partner breaks your grip, how can you do that? If your partner holds your grip, how can you do that? You need to be able to do that in different directions. So if uke comes forward to you, if uke comes backward, if uke is moving in circular way around you, you need to be able to do that against a right-handed opponent, against a left-handed opponent. You need to be able to do seoinage against every possible situation. You need to be able to find a solution to perform the throw in every possible situation. The second technique that you need is an ashibasa technique, or a backward throw. The first technique is when your partner goes in this direction. The second technique is when the partner goes into the other direction, okay? So you are threatening the ippon in two different directions. It's more difficult for your opponent to organize himself into defending, okay? So a backward technique could be kouchigari, ouchigari, osoto, kosoto, this kind of techniques. And it's basically works the same, so you must be able to do that with different grips. So double sleeve, double lapel, just one grip. If your partner grips break one of your grips, how can you be able to still perform the technique? You need to be able to do that against left-handed, right-handed, if he moves to the right, to the left. Okay, all of these different situations. And even better if it's you're able to do that renraku, which means to chain those techniques together. For example, what I like to do is performing a seoinage or feinting a seoinage and doing a kouchigari to my opponent. This is what I found works really good against people, because they are expecting a seoinage, they're defending and moving backwards, and you're able to rip their leg and they fall pretty easily. So you need a forward technique, you need a backward technique. When you will start to become good at a forward technique and a backward technique, what will happen is that your opponents will start to not be forward for technique. They stop being backward because they know that you are going to rip their leg. They will start to be on the side, okay? They will start to be more, let's say, they will be unbalanced more on their opposite side. So what you need to do is the third technique. The third technique, it's a technique, you're basically right-handed and you're attacking on the left. You are attacking on the weak side of your opponent, okay? For example, the lateral techniques could be something like Sasai Tsurikomiyashi, seoinage from the lapel, from the opposite side. Sode Tsurikomigoshi, it's another example of third technique, and Kataguruma also are another example of third technique. So your opponent isn't unbalanced forward, isn't unbalanced backward, he is unbalanced on his weak side, and you will be able to trip him over into this situation. So if you want to throw more people in Randori, if you want to feel more competent in this during your roles in judo or maybe jiu-jitsu or wrestling, this concept can apply also to that sport, you need to have a system where you know that you have a forward throw, a backward throw, and a side throw, when you can actually threaten your partner in very different direction, and at a certain point he will become tired, he will make a mistake, and you will be able to trick him into one of these three situations. But you need to first of all practice all of these three throws, and you need to practice it with different grips, you need to practice with in different directions and in different situations and defenses, okay? Just give it a try, think about it, let it sink, and just gain some insights from it. It helped me a lot using this framework to win some competitions, to throw difficult people to throw, and I hope that this can help you as well. Thank you for watching. If you found the video useful, please let me know in the comments, let me know in my DMs. You can contact me on Instagram, you can book a one-on-one call, free call with me. I will be happy to learn your struggles, I'll be happy to see how your judo journey is going and maybe find a way to help you with that. So please hit me up in the description. Hope that was useful. Please aim upward as always.